Hi, this is India with Bags and Lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching my video. I can't speak English right now. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. So today will be a more opinionated, chatty topic. I definitely love fashion, but I also like other aspects of it, like the business side or other things that go into it, manufacturing and all of those things. And so I did come across a blog post. Yeah, you can consider blog post. I did come across a blog post that was written a little while ago on the fashion law. And so definitely that other side of fashion definitely interests me, and I thought I would do a video on it. And it is, as you can see from the title, covering Chanel's lawsuit with what goes around comes around. So I previously recorded this video, but I wanted to re-record it because that one was almost 30 minutes and I don't want my videos to be that long. So first I will go through kind of some points and then made in the case. Definitely check out shop from what goes around comes around for sure. I was meaning to say definitely check out the fashion law. It is it does look like you can get articles or you can read those blog posts for a period of time. And then after a certain period of time, they end up becoming only accessible if you have a membership, which the membership is inexpensive on a monthly basis. And then this one here is actually, looks like they have like a kind of tiered membership strategy. So this one's actually one that is more so for people who are in the legal field. So let me just start this disclaimer by saying I am not a lawyer. I'm not in the legal field. I do find this information interesting, but if you do have any other perspective or thoughts about what I'm going to say, I'd love to hear your comments. Throw those in the comments down below to help either round out what I'm saying or help clarify or correct me. I don't mind. I would love to see that in the comments down below. But let's go ahead and get started with today's video. All right, so this is, like I said, going to be talking about one of Chanel's lawsuits that they have. And this is not the first. Definitely not the first with Chanel. So this one started, just a little bit of stats here, are that the suit started in March of 2018. So we're in 2022, it's still going on. So I've been trying to kind of read about it periodically just to see what the new updates are. So this, like I said, was written by The Fashion Law. I will leave the link, but just so you know, it will not work unless you have that paid membership. Okay, so if you don't know what goes around comes around is, it is a chain store. I don't know off the top of my head how many states they're in, but I definitely know I've seen them northeast. I went to graduate school in Philadelphia, and so I know that they had a store there. I know they have some stores in New York as well, and likely elsewhere. I feel like I saw a mention of one in California, but I'm going off of memory, so I could not be correct. So anyway, so they're a secondhand chain. They do very well. They started more so brick and mortar. Now they've expanded like a lot of places online. So just to give you a backstory there, and they sell a wide range. They sell clothing items as well as accessories, shoes, things like that. So Chanel has alleged that what goes around comes around, counterfeit items, and as well as infringed on their trademark. So these are the claims that I'm going to go through that have been summarized, and I'm summarizing what the fashion law has provided. So, you know, you're getting a little tidbit. The next thing that they also have mentioned is that Chanel has also claimed that what goes around comes around has misled customers in being a official partnership. So basically what Chanel is saying there is that they're saying that what goes around comes around through using the hashtag Chanel what goes around comes around and other things that they've used, like marketing materials and things like that, that they've portrayed this relationship or this official stamp of approval from Chanel to sell their items, which Chanel is saying is not the case. Another thing that Chanel is saying in this case as well is that what goes around comes around has been selling items that were not originally meant for sale. So they mention branded tissue boxes, box covers, Trays and mirrors are some of the things that, you know, like you may get if you are a VIP or you end up going to an event and you get a special item from that event or is gifted, then those things are not intended for resale, but what goes around comes around. Basically, somebody sold them to what goes around comes around, and what goes around comes around is selling them, and Chanel is putting that also in their claims as well in this lawsuit. They also blame what goes around comes around for using marketing materials and images. So they're saying that their official Chanel marketing materials and images that they were using, and they did not ask for permission for those. So I was just trying to go down through my list. I have my notes on my notebook here. So yes. So I did want to talk about this because, one, like I said, I have an interest in fashion. I also really love pre-owned. I love shopping pre-owned, and I feel like this is a very interesting case. It looks like somebody was moving outside my window. I'm sorry. This is a very interesting case to watch, because I think if there are some things that, if this case goes in Chanel's favor on certain items, I think this is going to be a game changer case for the pre-owned, the resale, the pre-loved market. So that is why I wanted to talk about this topic, to really share the information and also share a little bit of my thoughts. Like I said, I am not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice or even and pretending like I'm in the know or anything like that. This is just my thoughts and opinions and the little bit of research that I did do. Okay, so first up, I did want to talk about each of these claims individually, and then also I'm going to throw in a little bit of some, like I said, I did some research, and we'll throw in a little bit of the Tiffany versus eBay case that happened in 2008 to kind of throw in there. So first off, the statement about Chanel claiming or Chanel's claim about what goes around comes around, misleading customers in being an affiliated company with Chanel, I think is a weak argument. And the reason I say that is because, like I mentioned, I have been shopping pre-owned. I love it. I've been doing it for a long time. And every website that I have gone to, I've seen a statement either on a one page about terms and legal agreements, or it also is spread out depending on the website in different product pages when you go to them. And what I'm talking about is a statement that basically says, we are not affiliated with the brands that we sell. And so I know that when I looked at what goes around comes around, they have that somewhere at least once on their website. And I know many places do. And I feel like that one is a legal way, for a legal strategy that consignment stores use to make sure that they're not going to get tagged, get hit, or be sued later for portraying a connection or a partnership or something like that of items that they sell. And so a lot of them do that, and I think that's probably a reason why. But I feel like if you're buying something pre-owned as like a regular everyday person, I cannot see how you feel like it's a stamp of approval from Chanel that you're buying an item from what goes around comes around, or Johnny down the street's consignment store, or a Fashion File or a Rebag. Like, you know, you're not going to a department store, and you're not going to Chanel's website. So I don't know how there is a connection of affiliation. So that's just my opinion on, I don't think that's a strong argument. But, and also with that legal statement, you know, they made it clear. So anyway, let me move on from there. The next thing up is, I'm wondering if they do have a argument for the selling of items that were not intended for resale. Like I talked about, the tissues, the mirrors, things like that, that they mentioned specifically, at least the fashion law called out specifically. I think that's an interesting one, and we'll have to see what happens. I feel like the argument on selling counterfeit items and then also trademark infringement, I won't jump into the counterfeit part of it, but the trademark trademark infringement, I think, was an interesting one. I think it might have been due to two things, which would have been using the official Chanel marketing materials and using those on their website or whatever they were doing with them. Also, selling of that real Chanel item, that handbag, that pair of shoes, that jacket, or whatever they were selling that was made by Chanel, that was real. And that, I think that's also coupled into the trademark infringement piece. Now, skipping over, first off, I want to say that in, what was it? I want to say it was like 2011. I can't remember what year right now, but there is something called the, did I not write that down? How did I not write that down? Child. Okay, so I had to pull up it on my phone because for whatever reason I did not write it down, and it must have been, oh, here it is, and I read right over it. So one thing that I don't remember the exact year, I had it on like a notepad, but something called the first sale doctrine. And this is me specifically speaking for the United States. I don't know about anywhere else. But the thing that I wanted to mention there is that I don't know whether what goes around comes around has a buyout program or whether they do consignment, which consignment pretty much means that if I want to sell an item to what goes around comes around, they will say, sure, we'll take it and we'll sell it for you, and we're going to take a cut of the profit for selling it. So they haven't officially purchased it from me. They're just going to basically do all the work for me to sell the item, and then they take a profit from it when it is sold. So the thing that I was thinking about there is either way, though, whether what goes around comes around is selling it or I'm selling it myself, is the first right doctrine. So that was something that came about, and while it doesn't cover, like, you can't reproduce something or recreate it, it just, if I like basically buy this bottle of perfume and then I want to sell it, because I was the person who purchased it, it's the first, I have rights to sell, do whatever I want with this item, basically. Now, it doesn't mean I can reproduce it, but this item here that is real and official and I purchased it, I can then sell it to someone else, is basically what I was getting at. And so I'm not sure whether, and I'm pretty sure that if I sell this to then someone else, so like if I sell this to what goes around comes around, and then what goes around comes around sells it, it seemed, at least to me, like they would still be covered under the first sale doctrine because they bought it from me. And then also if I'm selling it myself, I'm protected because I'm selling this item I actually purchased. But I wonder if I'm wondering what will happen with that one, but at least that's my thought. But I don't know whether they have a good or bad case with it, or it was a great or strong argument or anything like that. But I think that's interesting. But did want to throw out there first sale, and I'm wondering how that's going to come to play with this case here, with what goes around comes around with the copyright infringement argument. Now, next up is going to be so the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because Chanel was also mentioning was the fact that in the Tiffany versus eBay case that came up it was something related to Tiffany. I think Tiffany was saying the same thing about, Tiffany. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words and trying to figure out what's on this page here. So I think Tiffany was mentioning something about copyright infringement too. And now the difference between what goes around comes around and eBay would be that if what goes around comes around is actually buying the item, eBay is a platform that I myself can sell whatever I want on eBay. I am responsible for what I sell on eBay. eBay is just allowing me a platform to push it out to the masses. And if what goes around comes around has a consignment agreement where they don't actually own the item, then I can kind of see how it will be similar to the situation or the business model that eBay has. However, if they do buy it out, it would be a little bit different, because then that means that if what goes around comes around officially bought the item from that person as a buyout pretty much agreement, then that means what goes around comes around is now owner of that property that was sold to them. But the thing that I wanted to mention there was that in the Tiffany versus eBay case, Tiffany was saying that basically eBay, the way that eBay was marketing, they were using photos. The photos and descriptions, things like that were, I don't want to say necessarily the description, but the photos of the items, of counterfeit as well as real items, were copyright infringement. And where eBay won in that argument, or that case with Tiffany, with that one piece at least, was for the nominative fair use offense, which basically protected eBay. Pretty much is the kind of summary of that, and definitely Google and look it up on your own, is that in order to sell an item, if this is basically a Cartier necklace that I'm selling, in order for me to be able to sell this and you be able to look at it and know what you're getting and understanding what condition it's in, I have to be able to describe it. I have to be able to take photographs of the stamping, of the hardware, of the individual pieces and the details about it, so that way you know what you're getting. And there's a fine line, I don't know where it is, but basically where you can, I'm not infringing on the rights to sell this because I own it and I'm selling it, and I have to be able to adequately describe it, and therefore I'm not excessively using your intellectual property, your design, your blood, sweat, and tears, and all of those things that went into making that item. I'm not overusing it. I'm using it enough to make sure that the person, my potential customer, has enough information to be able to purchase the item from me or feel comfortable enough. So that was something that I wanted to mention there. But overall, I wanted to, yeah, I think that's all the points that I wanted to make without making this way too long of a video. I definitely want to see if it's something that you've heard of, if you're interested in. If you are, definitely let me know, because as I'm watching it, I will make sure that I'm giving updates on it. But what are your thoughts on this? I definitely think that if Chanel is able to win this case in certain points, like I said, it is really going to change the market on the pre-owned, pre-loved consignment side of things, because some of these things here are going to be hard to get away from if they win them for any of the companies that are selling now. But definitely want to hear from you. Also, thumbs up this video, give me a like, I definitely would appreciate it. And anyone that you feel loves pre-owned and would feel like they would be interested in this topic, definitely tell them to come on over to my channel. I talk about handbags a lot of times, pre-owned as well as new. It just runs the gamut. And then I also do talk about how-tos and other type of lifestyle topics. So come on over. I record videos and upload them every Wednesday and Saturday. So definitely I do twice a week. I would love to have you a part of the Bag and Lifestyle group over here. So definitely let me know what you think. Don't forget to thumbs up before you go. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye. Right quick. Hold on 1 second. Love to have you a part of the designer. Nope, sorry. Wrong. I changed my channel name.